What's up everyone, welcome back to another episode of Trick Tip Tuesday. This is episode 16. Sorry I skipped last week. I just started going back to school. For those of you that don't know, I'm a teacher, so I haven't had a lot of time to skate recently, but we're back at it, and today is all about the Varial Heelflip. The two most important factors when learning this trick is you already need to know how to heel flip and how to front side shove it. If you don't already know how to do those, there's a card right there. You can click it. You can go watch my tutorials on how to do that. And then once you've watched those two and you've learned them, come back here and we can work on the varial heel. I just want to start off by saying I am not good at this trick. It's new to me this year, so I just learned it. I've been trying to perfect it for this trick tip. It didn't really happen. I still am really bad at them, but since I just learned them, I think I'm in a better position to teach you how to do them because I can tell you about all the struggles that I was facing and still am facing with the varial heel. So my foot position for this trick is my front foot is almost right in the middle of the board and my toes aren't really hanging off. Like they might be hanging off just a little bit, but it's not an extreme hang off like this. My toes are just barely hanging off. And then my back foot is right in this pocket. It's not in the middle, it's right back here in the pocket so I can get the full scoop, because that's probably one of the most important parts of this trick is that scoop. So for me, the thing I struggled with the most was the heel flip. So almost every time my shove it would get around, but then it would land upside down. I wasn't getting enough flick with my front foot to get that heel flip to flip all the way around to land on the bolts. It was almost always landing upside down. And the trick that I found was when I was doing the heel flip, I was flicking it out too much. But really, when you're doing this trick, you want to think back. So this is my heel. So the bottom of my wrist is my heel. So when I'm flicking it, instead of flicking out like a normal heel flip, I was thinking backwards to help with that rotation. And also it helped get more friction against the board to make it do a full heel flip. Because your back foot is pushing it away, so you're not getting as hard of a flick as you would on normal heel flip, so the board's not flipping all the way over. And again, because you're pushing it with your back foot, it's getting farther away from your front foot faster. So when you flick, you need to think flicking backwards with your heel to get the full flip and land on the bolts. That's something I still struggle with. I don't do it every time, but when I do it, I notice that I get the rotation and it's much easier to land on and get the full flip. Another thing that I've been working on is when I do that back foot scoop, I tend to lean back, which is not good because then the board flies out in front of me and that's not really a good thing. So for me, when I do this trick, I tend to try to lean forward. So when I shove the board, I'm leaning forward, the board stays under me when it does the flip so I can land back on the bolts again. Another weird aspect of this trick is that your knees are almost fully extended when you do this because your knees don't bend that way. Whereas with a varial kickflip or a tray flip, when you scoop it, your knees are just bending in a natural position and it feels fine. But with a varial heel, your knees are fully extending. And if you watch this in slow-mo, both my legs are completely straight during the middle of the flip. And that is a weird feeling to have your legs straight out in front of you like that when trying to land it. Getting past that took me a while, but once you get used to it, you'll get the feel for it. And keeping all those other tips in mind earlier in this clip, it'll all come together at some point and you'll be able to land the varial heel. So those have been my trick tips on varial heel flips. I just want to mention again, I am not very good at this trick and it got me pretty frustrated when learning it. But these are just some tips that helped me thinking about this trick and how to make it work and how to make it easier for me to learn. And I hope they help you in the process of learning how to varial heel. If these tips did help you and you got something from this video, please hit that like button. It helps me out a ton. It helps other people see my videos. If you want to see more from me, hit that subscribe button. There'll be some older videos right here. Be sure to check those out and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.